Oh, yeah, get at him.
Please, stop hitting me. I'll kill you.
To death!
Bye-bye, Bob.
Oh, shit.
Never seen tears from a gang, so why do we want me to cry?
Sentry versus Superboy Prime. Hey, we got video here by Death Battle, bruh. This is gonna be an interesting one, but if I'm gonna be honest, isn't Sentry like the weakest version of a Superman ever created? So I think we already know who gonna win this. I'm gonna go with Superboy Prime. Let's go ahead, bruh. Let's dive right in.
Sentry versus Superboy Prime.
Okay.
These two dark Supermen prove that sometimes absolute power corrupts absolutely.
He's Wiz and I'm Boo.
Oh, I think I'm confusing Sentry with that nigga from The Boys. Okay, my fault, y'all.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
I'm gonna go with Superboy Prime.
One superhero stands alone at the peak of
Because I've heard so many people gas him up. That's literally the only reason why I'm even going with him. But let me see what Sentry got going on first beforehand.
comics. He's a brilliant scientist and friend to all, the Golden Guardian of Good, the Sentry.
Which makes it all the more mysterious when all of humanity forgot about him, as though he never existed in the first place.
What if the reason we forgot Sentry is that he wanted to be forgotten?
To save us from himself.
As the story goes, Robbie Reynolds was just your average, ordinary high school teen until the day he accidentally...
Isn't every superhero your average, ordinary high school teen at this point? That or like some guy working a very, very, like, middle class job or some shit.
drank this super soldier serum.
At that moment, Robbie was imbued with the power of 1,000,000 exploding suns, becoming one of the strongest superheroes in existence.
That's gotta be one hell of a bowel movement. And what better way to use his new powers than to become a Sentry to all mankind?
In a never-ending crusade against his devious arch-nemesis,
I just need to make my video, you know.
Oh wait,
the collection
I forgot.
Subway.
We ain't got YouTube Premium on this channel,
Let's see
so
what Firefly can do. I should come from the middle of the
the Void.
He's got all your classic, I can't believe he's not Kryptonian superpowers, like super strength, speed, durability, and flight.
He can spot you from miles away, or even hear a butterfly sneeze from across the planet.
Do butterflies sneeze?
No!
Well, Sentry cells absorb and process the sun's rays, and if he wants to, he can fire that solar energy right back at you in a powerful laser, or bend light away to turn invisible, or use it to make force fields.
Really, the Sentry can draw power from anywhere and everywhere. When he was forcibly shrunk down to subatomic size, he started pulling energy from the microverse instead. And despite
how do you even do that? What?
Microscopic, his punches were strong enough to destroy planets, even while holding back.
Sentry can teleport, communicate telepathically, and even read and mess with minds.
He's also a...
This dude just has like a plethora of abilities right now. Okay, now, hang on a second. But then again, we ain't got the Superboy Prime yet. I have very high expectations for Superboy Prime. I'm sorry. As much as people gas him up, he gotta be sensational.
Genius with a super brain comparable to Tony Stark and Reed Richards. He's even built his own watchtower with an advanced AI that is constantly monitoring the planet for threats.
Jesus Christ, he's like the Avengers all in one. Why do there even need to be any other superheroes?
Indeed,
Man,
the Sentry is more than strong enough to take on Marvel's heaviest hitters, like his famous battle with the Green Scar Hulk, where Black Bolt...
Ain't no way you beefing with the practical god of strength. Ain't no way he competing with him. That's what you telling me.
Iron Man and Doctor Strange failed, the Sentry was the only one who stood against the Hulk's full power.
He's also battled Thor, who collapsed an infinite number of timelines into one by clashing with another Thor!
The Sentry is incredibly fast, too. He can bend space and speed blitz Ares, who can move within plank time, the smallest unit of time possible in our
Okay, so this literally is like the Superman of Marvel. Okay.
universe.
He's stated to be as fast as the Heralds of Galactus, like the Silver Surfer, who once outraced the multiverse blowing up. The Surfer flew so fast he went back in time, so you'd think Sentry would be able to handle some punk in a trench coat.
But it wasn't so simple. The Void was everywhere that the Sentry wasn't.
If Sentry saved people from a burning building, Void would crash an airplane. If Sentry
What?
healed a person's broken back, Void would give someone else cancer. What an asshole!
For every good
Okay, Void sounds kind of OP, if I'm gonna be honest with you. He sounds
the Sentry
pretty OP.
performs, the Void commits an evil one. Because the truth was, the Sentry and the Void were one and the same.
Bum, bum, plot twist. Turns out Sentry's whole origin story was a lie. Robbie Reynolds wasn't a 60s high schooler beating up bullies like some Jack Kirby comic.
In reality, Bob Reynolds was a schizophrenic meth addict who drank the Sentry serum just to get high. And
Oh.
was, in reality, a malevolent godlike entity bonded to Bob that was the literal angel of death.
Yes, from the Bible, with Moses and the Pharaoh and the dead firstborns. That's him, apparently.
And this being manifests as the dark side of Bob's shattered psyche, a villainous alter ego with all of his power. Too much power for any one man to handle. The only way to destroy the Void was to also destroy the Sentry.
So Bob did something crazy.
So he's the literal like embodiment of yin and yang, basically. That's what he is.
With help from Reed's tech, he used his own psychic powers to erase himself from everyone's past, present, and future, including his own.
Warping the perception of reality
He took himself out of existence.
of every single person on the planet. They would no longer remember him or even recognize anything remotely related to him. A picture of the Sentry would still technically exist, but in your mind's eye, including Bob's, it isn't there.
Great! Everyone knows repressing your problems always makes them better.
But Bob's memories eventually clawed their way back, in part thanks to Norman Osborn, the Green Goblin, and his desire to somehow control the Void. So Norman had the Thunderbolts murder Bob's wife Lindy in order to release, the Angel of Death.
Yeah, try controlling the kind of guy who can throw hands with Molecule Man, who somehow is one of the strongest beings in all of Marvel. At his peak, he's got almost complete control over the multiverse.
Bro, I feel like every superhero or super villain has some super multi-universal just form that's just outright broken at some point in the comics.
But yeah, good luck with that one, Norm.
Molecule Man was another mentally unstable god whose power fluctuates based on their self-confidence. In a way, a sort of kindred spirit to Bob.
It was then that Bob discovered the true source of his own powers, his own control over molecules. Yeah, you can do that too.
The Sentry can create and destroy matter on a whim, able to rip you apart at the molecular level, or conjure an entire new reality from scratch, all with just a wave of his hand, like Dr. Manhattan.
He can also regenerate his body from any kind of damage, like being burnt to a skeleton or getting Dr. Manhattan himself.
As long as one single solitary atom remains, the Sentry is unkillable.
And Void's got all of this and more, except he doesn't hold back.
Okay, that's this ability right here to where he's just turning them into like shadows. This is scary. I would be terrified of this.
Shapeshift, create hurricanes, trap you in darkness, possess your body, and devour your soul.
With his infinitendrils, the Void takes control of a victim's mind and tortures them with the memories of past traumas and nightmares.
He killed Loki. He wrecked Asgard. The Avengers, the Fantastic Four, the Inhumans, and the X-Men teaming up all in
It sounds like he's soloing all of Marvel right now.
could barely handle him. Void is one of the biggest bads in Marvel. Great fucking job, Norm. I'm something of a moron myself.
The only way forward, the only way for Bob to save everyone, including himself, was to do something he never imagined. let the Void in.
By refusing to repress his darker half anymore, Sentry and Void merged and became stronger than the sum of their parts.
One being now free to finally live his life without the crushing weight of self-hatred and fear.
Maybe, but this is the Void we're talking about. What if Bob just has a new puppet master who's only letting him think he's in control?
As long as the Void exists, it's just another revolution in that same endless cycle. It remains to be seen whether even death itself can break that wheel.
He'll be back. Sentry is...
So is he just Sentry as a fusion? It's not like on no Dragon Ball type shit with the name.
but not forgotten. He'll never be forgotten again.
I thought he was about to say his name is like Void Sentry or something.
We really
Another ad. Check.
Do you believe a man can fly?
Yeah, Wiz, within the pages of DC Comics, everyone in their irradiated 6-dimensional gorilla mother can do it.
Well, what about in the real world? Not Earth 1 or Earth 2, but our own Earth. Earth Prime.
The Earth of
Earth
you, me,
Prime.
and Clark Kent. A totally normal boy from New England who just happened to share a name with that comic book character.
Mere coincidence. That is, until the day Clark took a leap of faith and believed he could fly.
And he did. Surprise, surprise.
So because he believed, he did. Okay, I see where this is going now.
Clark was actually from the planet Krypton, which apparently exists in our universe now? Anyway, the real Superman, the one from all those comics he loved, showed up just in time to give him the skinny on being Superboy. Wait, he could have chosen me! I believe I can fly!
Bubsy, don't jump off the... Clark had all your classic Kryptonian powers. Flight, heat vision, microscopic and telescopic sight, Arctic breath. It was the dream that every little boy had finally come true.
Ow. Just in time for his universe, our universe, to be annihilated literally 1 month later in DC Comics Armageddon, the Crisis on Infinite Earths. Wiz, we're canonically dead since 1986 apparently.
With everyone he knew and loved gone, Clark took shelter in a pocket dimension with other cosmic refugees. Now an anachronism in DC's new, rebooted, post-crisis continuity.
That's crazy. The only way that you're surviving is if you're a cosmic multi-universal entity. That's the only way that you survive this catastrophe right here.
Clark was forced to watch as the comics landscape changed before his eyes. As stories became darker and morally complex, as heroes failed to be the paragons of good he saw them as in his childhood.
As someone else got to be Superboy.
Some people can't stand change, can't stand to see a world that doesn't look the way it did when they
jealous.
were a child. The day needed to be saved by Superboy, the real Superboy, Superboy Prime.
So he did what any Superboy would do. Punch really hard. He punched his way out of the dimension so hard, the shockwaves rippled through the universe and retconned DC Comics. Superboy was back, and he was gonna fix comic books forever. Hell yeah!
No matter how many fake heroes got in his way.
Oh shit! Super Chud Prime isn't just your ordinary
Oh, this guy is ruthless.
Kryptonian. Oh no, he's pre-crisis.
As in, from before the Crisis on Infinite Earths, a time when comics were a bit more comical.
When Superman could sneeze solar systems apart or tow a galaxy of planets behind him like it was nothing.
Or clash with another Kryptonian so hard, they generated enough power to restore an infinite number of timelines.
Get ready to hear that word a lot. My favorite is the time Superman flew so fast he broke the light barrier, the time barrier, and even the bonds of infinity. I wonder if these writers imagined this bullshit would feed nerd arguments for the next half century. Not that I'm complaining. That's how I get paid.
Prime would know he is a self-described power scaler's dream.
Huh. You think he's heard about us?
We can only hope not. As a Kryptonian with an ultra-dense molecular structure, he should also share many of the same resistances, like being transmuted to stone, having his atomic bonds weakened, or getting his energy drained. Kryptonians like Superman can withstand more esoteric attacks too. They can actively resist mental attacks by outthinking them, and their souls can resist being destroyed.
All thanks to Earth's good old yellow sun fueling his cells. And unlike that post-crisis super fraud who gets weaker without sunlight, Prime's got it covered.
With a suit of armor made from the corpse of the Anti-Monitor, which constantly feeds him.
Okay, that's dark. he made armor out of somebody's corpse.
Energy, literally wearing the pelt of the monster who destroyed his universe, just to be better and stronger than Superman.
Because that's what he thinks he is. Superman with better feats and scaling. Superman, but real.
Superman, if he was a fucking idiot. Okay, sure, he has the same hyper-efficient brain that all Kryptonians have, but when it came to being a superhero, he was a violent, immature moron.
Exactly what you'd expect from a kid who never grew up and never learned to hold back.
I know you ain't. I know you're not going against Crypto now.
Instead of saving Earth's heroes, he started massacring them. And let's be real, there's a part of him that knows that editorial will just bring them all back eventually.
He's battled the Doom Patrol, Justice Society, Teen Titans, and 3 Flashes at once. He effortlessly murdered an alternate universe Justice League and even killed his rival, Connor Kent, the new Superboy. Even as other Kryptonians grew
This guy is a threat.
power to become comparable to their pre-crisis iterations, Prime still held an advantage because he never...
I remember what I was about to say before I was interrupted. He's faster than whatever whatever that was. Infinity, whatever. You know what I'm talking about. It was previously just passed. I see why people try to compare him to the Flash. But, I mean... I don't know, bro. Is he technically faster than a good majority of speedsters at that point? Somebody let me know in the comments.
back.
Like the time he tore apart the Monarch's armor, accidentally unleashing the Big Bang in his face, destroying the universe, and he was fine.
Or the time a Guardian of the Universe blew himself up in an attempt to stop Prime, blasting him into the multiverse atom by atom, and that only made Prime stronger.
Or the time he fought a potential future version of himself who became a god of time, and instead of teaming up, Prime stupidly attacked him and accidentally retconned themselves both out of existence.
Which sent him home, back to his original universe, our universe. Except now everyone he knew, his parents, his girlfriend Lori, had been reading his comics. They
Yo.
knew what he had become, and they were terrified.
Once again, forced to watch as his heroes progressed without him, he pored over comic after comic, learning everything about DC.
And a little bit of Marvel.
What fourth dimension wall breaking is this?
To discover his worst possible nightmare.
Not only would he never get to be Superman, he wasn't even a super villain that people liked. Turns out, power levels aren't everything.
So, naturally, he flew to DC headquarters and attacked the people writing his own comic.
Like some infinitely recursive meta hell.
Prime had become
Bro, what fourth wall break is this? This ain't even, is this even fourth wall? It's like, I don't even know.
whiny, petulant, reactionary fanboy. Wiz, you think he's the guy posting on our Reddit?
And at the peak of his violent temper tantrum, he murdered the Golden Age Superman, the original Superman. Action Comics #1, the first superhero.
Instead of restoring DC's glorious past, Prime beat it to death. He needed to change.
And that opportunity came when this alternate universe Jokerized Batman Who Laughs threatened to destroy all of reality.
Prime was drafted to help save the day, and it turned out he was the only Superboy who could.
Remember that time Prime punched reality so hard he retconned DC Comics? Turns out that was no coincidence. Due to his repeated excursions across the multiverse, Prime became a space-time anomaly, and he slowly learned how to manipulate reality itself with his fists.
I guess you could
I'm
call
about to
it.
say that's basically what he been doing. Anytime he got a problem, he just punch. Like that's all he doing. He's just punching his problems away, but making them worse. And now he gonna try to do the same thing, but fix it.
Retcon punch!
At first, its effects were random, like bringing Jason Todd back to life or restoring Beast Boy's memories. But he started to use it to rewrite continuity to fix the evil universes of the Batman Who Laughs.
Giving them and all the characters inside of them happy endings. In a weird way, that's what Superman has always done, right? Punch the bad guys so hard he saves the day.
Prime can punch hard enough to enter the time stream, seemingly exit the comic medium entirely, and even defeat the nigh omnipotent Darkest Knight.
Who was powerful powerful enough to beat Perpetua, the goddess who created all of DC Comics, the whole shebang. And Prime hit the Darkest Night so hard, he erased his entire evil multiverse.
A feat that no one actually saw happen. Prime's first true act of heroism was one that he did selflessly, and it was the first step toward becoming a true hero.
The kind of hero that Superman always secretly knew he could be. A hero who could someday get his own issue #1. A hero like, well, Superman.
Maybe one day Prime will truly believe in himself, just like he once believed he could fly.
So, honestly, I don't know, bro. I'm still sticking with Superboy Prime. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he's validated. But then again, Sentry's story is kind of crazy too. If he turned into that fusion, whatever, with the Void, I don't know. But I got stand 10 toes with Superboy Prime, bro.
All right, the battle's about to begin. But first, Hitch calls are back. Hey,
I don't know what that is because I always skip the ads. So let's get right into it.
Oh!
Oh my
This
gosh.
city won't last much longer. Quit while you're behind, kid.
And mess up a superhero crossover? No way, dork. Onomatopoeia coming right up!
Oh, I forgot he could do that. That's not gonna do nothing for him though.
You're dealing with someone who has the power
He didn't even let him finish.
of 1,000,000 exploding suns!
Big mistake, dipwad. It's prime time.
It's what?
Are you kidding me? Another dark Superman fraud? Boring! It's cool when I do it.
Ain't no way he just say that. It's cool when I do it. It's a problem if they do it. Oh, yeah, get at him.
Please, stop hitting me. He'll kill you.
I'll kill you! To death!
Bye-bye, Bob.
Oh, shit.
It's time to play God.
Oh. Bro, what? This dude just grabbed 2 planets and combined them together. And he was holding the other... yo.
Okay, you weren't joking. Definitely a crisis level threat. Luckily, so am I.
Run all you want! If Bob couldn't escape me, what hope do you have, boy?
Ain't no way.
Dark Clark, what kind of a hero are you? Remind me again, whatever happened to Lori? It's over, Clark. There is no happy ending. Not for you, not for me, not for anyone else in the void.
Bro, his voice is cold.
Haven't you ever read a comic book, you big freaking nerd? There's always a happy ending.
Oh.
I just need to make my video, as cool as the collection.
What about Subway meets Forest?
Let's see what Firefly can do. I should come from the middle of the jungle.
Bob? You kept talking about the Sentry. Bad dream?
No idea, Lindy.
Yo.
Best sleep I've had in years.
Bruh, he just ended. He just reset this dude whole life.
Crisis averted.
Hey, I gotta say, whoever was voicing the Void, I'm not gonna lie, that's top tier voice acting right there. But I knew Superboy Prime was gonna win.
Someone beaten to death so wholesomely before.
Let's break this down into 3 chapters: their strength, intelligence, and powers.
As with any flying brick fight, the first question you gotta answer is, who's stronger?
Prime and Sentry are naturally 2 of the heaviest hitters in DC and Marvel, more than capable of matching and surpassing Herald-level opponents like Superman and Thor.
Who are both strong enough to create and destroy an infinite number of timelines with their clashes. Just absolute wacky bullshit like that.
So in order to pick a winner, we have to take a close look at the strongest beings they fought: Molecule Man and the Darkest Knight.
Sentry beat the crap out of Molecule Man, but remember, Eminem's power can fluctuate a lot, and when he fought Sentry, he wasn't at his full power, so we can only scale this so far.
But Prime overpowered the Darkest Knight after the Mad Bat had absorbed the powers of both Perpetua and, what do you know, Dr. Manhattan, both of which alone could threaten all of DC Comics.
And unlike with Molecule Man, there's nothing to suggest the Darkest Knight was holding back. In a straight brawl, Prime takes the edge in strength. But muscles aren't everything. Maybe Sentry could figure out a way around Prime's brawn with his intelligence.
While Prime does possess a super advanced Kryptonian brain, he clearly does not use it to its full extent.
It's less that he's...
And not just that, Sentry, he created his own AI building, Empire State Building. Like, we can't let that slide, so we already know Sentry got the intelligence aspect.
And more that he's a teenager and has a habit of crashing out.
The Sentry, on the other hand, has been compared to Tony Stark and Reed Richards, some of the most intelligent people in all of Marvel Comics.
Sure, he mentally struggles with the whole Void thing, which sucks for him, but losing control to the Void only makes him more dangerous.
And as the Merge Sentry, he's operating at his peak, fully in control of his powers. In a test of wits and wills, the Sentry was the more intelligent.
But the main question in this matchup had to do with their batshit insane powers.
With the Sentry's ability to reshape molecular matter and warp perception of reality to such an incredible degree, his powers seem much more versatile than Prime's. Prime may be stronger, but heat vision, frost breath, and Kryptonian punches aren't going to do much in the long run against someone who can regenerate from a single atom.
But pre-crisis Kryptonians have actually resisted having their molecules torn apart before, and Prime should be no different. So it's not like Sentry was ever going to just Doc Manhattan him away.
Prime could still be worn down. Kryptonians have incredible stamina, but we know that sustained damage will eventually knock them out or kill them.
Unless Prime could find a way around Sentry's insane regeneration, he was toast.
Luckily for Prime, his ability to retcon away your history and mess with your whole timeline was actually something Sentry had no specific resistance to.
Not only that, it was something he's been affected by in the past.
Like the time the Scarlet Witch rewrote all of reality during House of M. Bob's continuity was rewritten like everyone else's.
Or the time Absorbing Man had the powers of a cosmic cube and warped Sentry's personal reality. Shit, Moonstone literally describes it as a reality punch.
Now, Sentry's psionic power could theoretically retcon himself from Prime's perception of reality. However, this feat required assistance from Reed Richards, and it's unlikely he could pull it off mid-fight.
Pre-crisis Kryptonians also resist a lot of mind manipulation anyway, so good luck trying.
Now, Prime hasn't always had the most perfect control over his retcon punch, so he might need more than one blow to finish the job.
But Prime was more than capable of powering through Void's scariest abilities.
Like having his soul eaten, or being cut off from sunlight. I guess that Edgelord solar armor came in handy after all.
In short, Prime could resist everything Sentry could throw at him, but Sentry couldn't do the same. Prime takes the final edge in powers.
With no way to easily put him down, Prime would eventually muscle his way through and retcon the Void away for good.
Sorry, Bob. Defeat was unavoidable.
The winner is Superboy
You know what? Hold on.
Oh, hey, my pizza's here.
The winner is Superboy Prime. Letter to the editors? Oh yeah, I win. That's right. You hack frauds really tried to lowball me, but I checked the clock and it's prime time, baby. Now, personally, that intelligence section was such a gimme. I don't crash out. I'm a tragic hero.
You look like a crash out. Everything that I've learned about you up until this point, yeah, you've been crashing out, buddy. You've been crashing out a lot.
Grappling with real, intense emotion. I can be smart anytime I want. But anyway, don't subscribe, don't join as a member, don't watch Death Battle, read my comics. Prime out.
Right. I feel like this one made sense. You know, usually they be on some bullshit, but this one made sense to me. So I'll see y'all on the next one, bro. Hey, if you like the video, then like the video. And if you want to see more reactions, subscribe. I love y'all.
Shout out to my twin. Ain't never seen tears from a gangster, so why the world want me to cry? Fighting depression, talk to them spirits, use them judges that help me get by. But I cannot lie, yeah, that shit hurt me bad when I got that call, told me you died. Like how the fuck can they take you? Man, I hope I wake up, it's a lie.